LFL football has gone global, and tonight we land in Australia. Welcome to a packed arena in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, as LFL football makes its Down Under debut. Hello everybody, I'm Van Earl Wright, alongside longtime SEC and NFL quarterback Bobby Huco. Bobby, luckily we had our passports stamped, approved, and returned, and now we are part of something special tonight as we are a long ways from the 48 states.
Only one word could describe tonight: monumental. What Mitchell Mortazzo created in 2009, and something I've been fortunate enough to be involved with since the beginning, has gone international. Who would have thought that the LFL would become the fastest growing sports league in the U.S. and launch successfully in Canada and Australia?
Too many people would have thought that for sure, Bobby. Tonight, the LFL has brought the best of the best a long plane ride from home to right here in Australia. And the best of the best includes some serious offensive firepower under center.
Absolutely. Being a former quarterback, I love the fact we are highlighting the most valuable position in football, the quarterback position. Tonight, we have four of the best field generals in our game, starting with perhaps the best quarterback in LFL history, LA's Ashley Salerno, who brings with her 2 championships. Next for the West is one of the true emerging stars under center, in Las Vegas' Nikki Johnson, who came one game short of her first Lingerie Bowl appearance. For the East, Tampa's KK Matheny has come on as perhaps the best signal caller in the conference, with a bullet arm and great mobility. Playing aside Matheny will be last year's All-Fantasy Game MVP, Philadelphia's Christy Bell. Very underrated and loves the big stage. This should be an amazing lineup of the game's best.
Stick and stay, the kickoff is on the way here in Brisbane, Australia. Back in Brisbane, where the folks are fired up for their first taste of LFL action, Bobby.
The LFL in Australia, who would have believed it, Van Earl?
Outstanding. Time now to check in with Lauren Gardner down on the sidelines with a couple of pre-game interviews.
Well, thank you very much, Van Earl. We are just seconds away from the premiere of the LFL here in Australia, and I am beside 2 of the up-and-coming stars here in this league. First, the 2011 MVP, Kyle DeHaven. Now, Kyle, you had such a breakthrough rookie season. What does it mean to you to be here in Australia?
It's amazing. It's an honor. I mean, these girls are amazing. I love these girls. We may hate each other during the season, but I'll have their back 100% here, and I know they have mine.
Awesome. Thanks, Kyle. Best of luck tonight. And alongside the star of tonight's game, Chloe Butler. Chloe, you've traveled all the way to LA, and now you're here back in your native land. How special is this moment for you?
It's super special. You know, something I'll hold in my heart forever.
All right. Thank you so much, Chloe. Best of luck tonight, guys.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Liz Gorman getting ready to kick this action off down under. On the receiving end, Cam Warner, who plays for Seattle. But Liz Gorman, definitely one of the more versatile players in the LFL, Bobby.
A lot of people don't realize she is the top kicker in the league. She played against us when I was in Miami. She kicked it out of the stadium. Her leg is unbelievably strong.
Liz is ready to go. 4 10-minute quarters, running clock. Kind of a short kick that time. Taken inside the 10 and a good return for the Western All-Stars. Here's the starting lineup. Christelle Harris. Her nickname is Ferrari. She is a load. And Jessica Hopkins. Also on the receiving end of some passes she hopes in this Brisbane All-Star game. Right now it's Amber Reed in the backfield for the Western All-Stars. Ashley Salerno under center, the handoff straight up the gut. Good first play for the Western All-Stars, Bobby.
Unbelievable hit right there by Lauren Ziegler coming out of the secondary. She's the top hitter in the game tonight.
The starters for the Eastern Conference defensively, Tamar Fennell, a brutal corner. She can bring the load. Ashley Salerno, the quarterback for LA for the Western All-Stars, working from the gun. Looking over the defense, looking left, downfield, incomplete. Intended for Margulies, Melissa Margulies. That would be Salerno's teammate on the LA Temptation. Now second down for the Western All-Stars.
That's her favorite receiver. They were top connection in the league all year. Margulies trying to get a quick score deep. Salerno showing her what kind of gun she has. Almost right there for the Western.
3rd and 6 for the Western All-Stars. Inside reverse to the Ferrari, Christelle Harris. Good run, good blocking, taking it inside the 10-yard line.
Christelle Harris right there. She was the 1-2 punch up there in Chicago. Watch his strength right here. Basic inside sweep right there. Harris does the rest. Almost gets it in the end zone right there.
First down for the Western All-Stars. There is Christelle Harris now spread out wide to the right. Salerno working from the gun, showing pass, but a run all the, wow! Taken down at the end by Liz Gorman with the clothesline, and Salerno does not appreciate that one little bit.
I wouldn't either. Wow, that was Liz Gorman. She does not like getting scored on that early. She came in with a clothesline. It was unbelievable.
Two of the most intense competitors in all of the lingerie football league, Salerno and Gorman, and they meet right here on the first drive of the game, but capped off by a great touchdown run by Salerno.
Unbelievable clothesline right there. Gorman, after getting beat in the last All-Star game, she is hot. She does not want to get beat again by the Western All-Stars.
Right now, the Western All-Stars and Ashley Salerno lining up for the conversion after the score. Going for 2 points. Salerno with play instructions for her Western All-Stars. Set up deep, right over the middle to Tessa Barrera, but coming up short, so the conversion is no good. The score will remain 6-0. That was caught by Tessa Barrera, but she was stopped short of the goal line.
Actually, a great call right there. It was an outside blitz coming. She just turned around playing a tight end position, which she really doesn't play it in Los Angeles, but it was just short of a 2-point conversion.
Tessa Barrera, one of our players who will be mic'd up, so we'll be checking in with her and hearing from her later on throughout the contest. Remember, no kickoff, with the exception of the opening kickoff in the LFL, so the Eastern All-Stars take over.
Yeah, guys, I was able to speak with Eastern Conference head coach Chandler Brown about his keys to the game, and he said that Kyle DeHaven and Tamar Fennell need to be able to run the ball well offensively, as well as Bren Renda, KK Matheny being able to hook up. Now, defensively, Lauren Ziegler and Liz Gorman have to be on their game. They have to be able to stop the West long ball as well as their running game. And now there's a change in the rules. It's 4 10-minute quarters, so they have to be very, very, very good in terms of stamina, guys.
Draw play for the Eastern squad. That's Kyle DeHaven and smacked. Yep, smacked by Seattle's Cam Warner. Definitely one of the biggest hitters in all of the LFL. Starting lineup defensively for the Western All-Stars. Chloe Butler, our hostess for this trip to Australia, the native of Queensland, and Jessica Hopkins, another big player for Seattle. Kyle DeHaven picked up the first down for the Eastern squad. 1st and 10 for them, trailing by 6 points as we approach the 6:15 mark of the first quarter. Pass way off the mark from KK Matheny. Bobby, where was she going?
Actually, she saw the blitz right there. It was actually a good read by Matheny, but she saw Agam Chichindu coming right at her. You got to see this hit, Van Earl. She gets clocked. I think that's why she overthrew the ball. Watch this. She sees the blitz coming. She makes the right read. The girl's open. Bam! Ooh. You want one to be in there, Van Earl, correct?
That is correct. Could have called a flag on that play. 2nd and 10 for the Eastern All-Stars. KK Matheny. Good numbers in the regular season. 9 TD tosses and 2 picks, but a whistle stops play. Flag on the play. We'll check in with our referee for this Brisbane All-Star game, Paul Caldera.
I think they jumped, if I saw it right.
Offside, defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 2nd down.
You were correct, Bobby Huco. So now it's 2nd and 5 for the Eastern All-Stars and quarterback KK Matheny. Again, the Western All-Stars in the all-pink jerseys, the Eastern All-Stars in the all-gray uniforms.
You mentioned Paul Caldera. He's the top official in the LFL. Flew all the way here to Australia as a representative of the league as the top official.
God bless the man. We're happy to have it. 2nd and 5 for the Eastern squad. From the gun, KK Matheny was looking pass, was looking draw, now throwing the pass. Picked off right there. by Tamika Estrella, who plays for the Las Vegas Sin, buddy.
Wow, I'll tell you what, KK Matheny, watch this replay. She does it, she fakes the draw. She's like a Doug Flutie. This is how she played all year. Tries to make something happen, just kind of throws it up with the heat right there. Estrella comes up. She is one of the top corners right there, coming off of ACL surgery. It's good to see her back in action as an all-star.
And letting her presence be felt from the get-go here. I just mentioned before that last play that KK Matheny had good numbers, 9 TDs and 2 picks, and what does she do? She throws a pick. Western squad takes over. Ashley Salerno with the handoff to Margalit.
Wow, there she goes. Holy cow.
Delivering the hit. Not making the runner pay, making the would-be tackler pay. Big hit from Margalit after a great run.
Inside handoff like that. She just takes it straight up the middle. Everybody knows her as one of the top receivers in the league. Look at this. She could just do as much damage as running back. Running right there, right over Tamar Fennell. Unbelievable run.
And now the handoff to Chrisdell Harris. The inside reverse handoff. The Ferrari is humming from the start.
Wow, just a basic inside handoff. This is the way Biz calls plays. Basic football, get the ball in the end zone and let the players play. Great call by Coach Bizzo.
4-yard touchdown run for the Western All-Stars. They now lead it 12-0 as they set up for their conversion. Looks like they're going for another 2-point conversion this time.
I wouldn't be surprised they do the same basic sweep. Nobody came up. There's Coach Bizzo right there. He looks like he's in great shape for this event.
Check that. They're going for a 1-point conversion. Salerno keeping it herself and taking it in with ease. That will be good for 1 point. The Western squad now will lead it 13-0.
When he sees something like that, he goes for it, Banner.
Ashley Salerno, one heck of a football player, Bobby Hugo.
Salerno right here showing she can run as well as pass. That's how she took LA to 2 consecutive Lingerie Bowl championships.
The sold-out Brisbane Entertainment Center in Queensland, Australia. Enjoying the early action and the timeout on the field. The Western All-Stars in command, 13-0.
Come on, guys, take it out. Here we go.
Back in Brisbane, ladies and gentlemen, as the first quarter continues, there's a look at Jenna Weiss, the center for the Eastern All-Stars, coming off her first year of LFL action. KK Matheny with the play action, found the receiver in Kyle DeHaven. Not a big gain, but still a completion. Oh, what a strong play here, Bob.
There might be a late hit there. KK tried to make something happen. Hit Kyle DeHaven out of the backfield. Just a short gain. But Tessa Barrera came in late. I got a feeling she's going to get a penalty on this. Watch this, Van Earl. Making something happen here. Fake inside to Kyle. She scrambles outside, dumps it underneath. This play's almost, it is over, and look who comes flying in. Tessa Barrera out of nowhere. Bam! I mean, it's a brawl on the field right now.
What a shot. Tessa Barrera involved in a scrum. Come on.
Call Cabral saying it like it is right there.
Personal foul, late hit, defense. Personal foul, offense. Personal after the play.
Offsetting penalties. Off that scrum, it'll be a 2nd and 5 situation for the Eastern offense in this all-fantasy game. Cam Warner, gotta believe, was happy to participate in that scrum at the end of the last play as well. Again, Jenna Weiss, center for the Eastern All-Stars. KK Matheny, the quarterback from the gun, looking deep, over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Sage Steinmetz, who plays for Tampa.
Steinmetz should have had that ball. Cake had all kind of time back there, threw a great pass down the middle. Steinmetz, 2 years ago, she was an all-star. She got knocked out, had a bad injury last year. Look at her body, though. She's back in shape and ready to play. Just couldn't bring that one down.
Now it'll be a 3rd and 5 situation as we move in under 3.5 minutes in this first quarter. Remember, it's a running clock, 4 10-minute quarters for this all-fantasy Brisbane game. Matheny under center, handoff to Tamar Fennell out of Cleveland. She had a fantastic all-fantasy game in Mexico City. She's just now being utilized by the Eastern offense.
You can't blame the coaching staff giving her the ball like that in Mexico City. I think she would have been the all-star if the Eastern squad would have won. They didn't, so she wasn't. She's trying to be tonight.
Now a 1st and 10 situation after that strong run by Tamar Fennell. Looks like the Eastern offense finally starting to find some rhythm here in Brisbane.
They're going to have to. Chandler Brown hasn't won in a while. He needs a big win here.
Shovel pass to Tamar Fennell, this time working the left side of the field and requiring a gang tackle by the Western defense. Tamar Fennell tough to bring down.
They tried that shovel pass right there. Not a bad call, but they haven't really connected deep on anything, so the secondary was up and this play didn't go anywhere. Fennell trying to make something happen, as she always does, but she's not getting far.
Now a 2nd and 4 for the Eastern squad. Western defense realizing that they are on their heels right now as the Eastern offense finally is able to put together somewhat of a drive.
They're going to have to do something, Vanderbilt. They need to score badly.
Eastern quarterback KK Matheny scrambling around looking for a target. Over to Steinmetz for the safety valve, but overthrew saves Steinmetz incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Eastern All-Fantasy team.
KK doing what she does best. She's scrambling around back there trying to make something happen. Nobody's open. It shows how strong the Western secondary is. She tries a short pass to Steinmetz, nothing there, overthrows the ball. They need something bad, Vanderbilt. They need it now.
Coming up on the 120 mark of the 1st quarter. 3rd and 4 for the Eastern All-Star team. From under center, handoff to Tamar Fennell. Maybe 1 yard, not much gain at all as we approach the 1 minute mark of the 1st quarter. Let's go down to Lauren Gardner, who has more from the sideline.
Well, guys, it might be an all-star game, but it sure doesn't feel like it here from the sidelines. We saw that last play with Kyle DeHaven taking a lot of exception to that late hit by the West. These ladies are not playing like it's an all-star game. There's a lot of intensity down here.
As we play the final 30 seconds of the 1st quarter, a 4th and 3 for the Eastern squad going into the end zone. Looked like intended for Courtney Wilder, but again, another overthrow from KK Matheny, the Eastern quarterback.
Great call by Chandler Brown right there. Wide out, split out wide. She tries to hit Courtney Wilder right down the middle, gets one hand on the ball, but can't bring it in. That would have been huge for the Eastern Conference.
No doubt about that. They needed to score. Now in the final 30 seconds of the 1st quarter, ball turned over on downs. Ashley Salerno frantically calling timeout, possibly forgetting that it's a running clock. Maybe she might be confused. It's a running clock with the exception of the final 2 minutes of the 2nd quarter and the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, I should say. Right now, we're at the end of the 1st quarter. The Western offense takes over. Biz looking a little frustrated. But Ashley Salerno, with the killer mentality that she has, wants to use all of these 22 seconds to try to get yet another score on the board. Oh, we got a reverse. Amber Reed's got plenty of room, gets a block, and takes off. Takes it inside the 10-yard line for the Western All-Star.
Great call right here. Amber Reed showing why LA has won 3 consecutive championships. Look at this, a reverse to Amber. She cuts inside, great cut. Great downfield block right here by Sunshine Yulee from Las Vegas. Allows Amber Reed to almost score.
Looked like Amber Reed's great run was going to give the Western All-Stars a great chance at putting more points on the board, but zeros on the clock here in Brisbane, so that will be the end of the 1st quarter. Western All-Stars leading 13-0. As you get a look at the first ever Brisbane LFL team back to the 2nd quarter. Amen. Finally a reason to love shopping. Log on to lflshop.com for your favorite team gear and merchandise. is Chloe Butler, the Queensland, Australia native, and our unofficial hostess for this trip down under. The first ever exposure of LFL action to the citizens of Australia. And so far, so good, especially if you're a member of the Western All-Star squad. Their quarterback, Ashley Salerno, from inside the 10, scrambling left, finding a target in the form of Melissa Margulies. Touchdown! Western All-Star squad yet again.
Ashley Salerno showing why she was the MVP in the Lingerie Bowl. They had a trip set I with 3 wide receivers left. Underneath, her teammate Margulies, all the defenders were in the end zone. She cuts underneath, another touchdown for the West.
A short pass, but still good athletic ability by Salerno, Bobby, to be able to throw while moving to her left, throwing across her body.
Salerno showing the athlete that she is, running to her left like they're trying to cut it up, but nothing there.
Conversion no good. Tackle by Lauren Ziegler. She plays for Orlando, but still yet another touchdown for Ashley Salerno, Dave Bizup, and the Western All-Fantasy team. They lead it by a commanding margin of 19-0. Jenna Weiss, the center for the Eastern All-Stars. Sage Steinmetz. Their offense needs to get something going right here. 1st and 10 for the Eastern All-Stars. Approaching the 9.5-minute mark of the second quarter here in Brisbane, Australia. KK Matheny from under center, handing it off to Cal DeHaven. Oh, a late hit. Oh, by Tessa Barrera.
Damn, it's football, you fucking pussy! It's football, you dumb bitch! Welcome to football!
Wow, Tessa Barrera chatting it up, Bobby.
Watch this hit. Barrera again. This is their second late hit of the game. DeHaven, she's down. Barrera comes out of nowhere, and then a punch. A punch right there. It looked like a Hagler fight.
2nd and 8 for the Eastern All-Star. Cover your ears. We need earmuffs for LFL action. Matheny hit right at the left. Picked off right there by Ann Erler of Green Bay. And again, the frustrations, the troubles, the problems continue for the Eastern Conference as the Western All-Fantasy team extends their domination.
Watch who causes this again. Tessa Barrera comes in. Bam! Oh. Unbelievable. She's all over the field tonight. You would think it might be Liz Gorman, but tonight it's Tessa Barrera. She might be the MVP when this game's over.
Western squad with a commanding 19-0 lead, and they take over 1st and 10 as we head for the 8.5-minute mark. Ashley Salerno still quarterbacking for the Western squad. Working from the shotgun. Looking left, looking deep, going up high. Way overthrown, incomplete. Intended for Melissa Margulies.
Actually, a great play by Salerno right there. There was nothing there. She was trying for the quick score, which is great to do right after a turnover like that. One change of possession, try to score quick. She tried to hit her teammate, just a little bit overthrown.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for Salerno and the Western team. They have not been shy about throwing the ball around the arena, but this time they hand it off to Chrisdell Harris. Picking up a few yards. Nice run by the Ferrari.
The Ferrari is one of the 1-2 punch from Chicago this year that led the league in rushing. She was unbelievable all year. Her and Heather Furr. Chicago, hopefully they'll have a great team like that coming back.
Nice 7-yard gain for Harris and the West. 3rd and 3 now for Salerno. From the gun, the handoff inside to Melissa Margulies. Looks like she gained enough for the 1st down.
Hey, what, this game is being won in the trenches, man, Earl. These 2 front lines are all-star lines. The game in Mexico City was like an all-star game. This is like the best of the best of the best. All fantasy at its best.
Margulies came up a yard short, so it'll be 4th and 1 for the Western team at the 7-minute mark. From the gun, Salerno keeping it herself, taking it out. Oh, nice hit. Nice hit right there by Tamar Fennell. Not only can she run the ball, she can also play defense.
Salerno going on her own outside. Fennell comes off the block and makes a great tackle on Salerno. Fennell is one of the great two-way players for the Cleveland. She can run unbelievably.
1st and 10 for the Western team.
Tamar Fennell right there. In the Mexico City game, she almost one-handed in the second half, took over the game on offense as a running back. She shows now that she can play it both ways as good as anybody in the league.
Oh, a quick snap here by the Western team. Handoff to the Australian native, Chloe Butler, and she gets it in for the score. All 5 foot 11 inches of number 7 for the Western squad, Chloe Butler.
Great call by Biz. The defense was caught off guard. They weren't at the line of scrimmage. A quick call right there. Quick handoff to Chloe Butler. Australia's all-star goes in for a touchdown.
And these fans here in Brisbane know who Chloe Butler is and know that she is the hostess as the future players of the Brisbane LFL squad look on from the side.
Chloe Butler can do it all. She can run. She can even pass the ball if needed. And she's an unbelievable player on defense.
Setting up for the conversion try for the Western team. Nothing there. Salerno throws it away. Conversion no good. But look at the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. All West proving to be the best. Up 25-0 and dominating here at the Brisbane Entertainment Center.
It looks a lot like the Mexico game, Vanero. I hate to say it, but the Western players are just so much more developed in all-star games than the Eastern players.
Wait, here we go, Bobby. We got a quarterback change for the Eastern squad. It'll be Jenna Weiss at center, hiking to her Philadelphia teammate, Christy Bell. And they start off easy for quarterback Christy Bell by keeping it on the ground. The handoff to Tamar Fennell, picking up a few yards. But obviously Chandler Brown going to a quarterback that he is familiar with in his own Philadelphia quarterback, Christy Bell, looking to shake things up and get the Eastern squad on the board.
Fennell right here, she's showing why she looks like Jim Brown in Cleveland. She does not give up. Look at this. 5 players all over, and she keeps trying to get 1 more yard.
2nd and 6. Again, the pig handed off to Tamar Fennell. Taking it up the middle, picking up a few yards. Looks like she picked up enough for the first down as she signals first down.
Vander, I don't blame Chandler Brown at all for giving her the ball all the time, but Christy Bell can throw the ball also.
Indeed she can, but the Eastern team keeps it on the ground, and why not? Tamar Fennell picking up the first down. Let's go down to Lauren Gardner.
Alongside Liz Gorman. Liz, obviously a lot of frustration out here. What's not clicking with this defense?
I mean, obviously watch the game. I don't know what to tell you. I'm on the sidelines. Obviously, you know what I mean? Like, every team has its things, but the game's not over yet. Not even close. So interview me at the end of the game.
Far from over, we'll be sure to talk to you.
Wow, Liz Gorman showing a frustration. Sorry, I was a little distracted there by that wardrobe malfunction, Bobby.
Sometimes that happens in the LFL game.
Full moon, down under. But again, they're keeping it on the ground and keeping it in the hands of Tamar Fennell, and they do it one more time. This time, though, Tamar drops the pig, but is able to recover her own fumble.
And Earl, it's about time for Chandler Brown to mix it up. That's how many consecutive runs right now to Mel. It's unbelievable how much she's getting the ball, and that's going to happen. It's time to get the ball in Bell's hands and let her throw the ball down the field.
Tough situation here, 3rd and 12. We'll see if Chandler goes to the air. From the gun, Christy Bell. Indeed, they finally throw it complete to Bryn Renda, who plays for Tampa.
That's all you have to do. You set up the passing game by the run. You got somebody with Renda's talent like that. Everybody's coming up. Get it to Tamar Fennell. You dump the ball off like that for a quick. Now do it again right now, Chandler. Throw it again.
Eastern squad trying to get on the board. Christy Bell working from the gun. Again to the air. Touchdown! Caught by Say Steinmetz.
Great call.
Oh, hold on,
call.
Bobby. Steinmetz doing the Gator. You're a former Gator. You know all about that.
That was a move right there. That should be in Australia's Got Talent. Great play by Christy Bell. She looks off to the right, finds her teammate Steinmetz across the middle. Great call by Chandler Brown.
7-yard scoring play, and finally, the all-fantasy team featuring the Eastern Conference All-Stars gets on the board. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. The conversion try denied by the Western defense. So the score will remain 25-6. But that's got to be a big boost, a big morale boost for Chandler Brown's team, Bobby.
They do have a chance to get back in the game. There's the fans right there saying, play that funky music, LFL girl.
Kyle DeHaven of the Baltimore Charm was the runner on that conversion try for the Eastern squad, but she was denied. But overall, the Eastern team was not. They got on the board. Now, it's a 1st and 10 for Ashley Salerno and the Western team. Whoa, a lot going on there.
She's got him.
She's got him going deep.
Yes!
Touchdown. Caught by Nikki Johnson of the Las Vegas Sin. How about that for a quick answer? There was a whole lot going on that play.
A flea flicker. Anne-Marie gets the ball, laterals it back. Salerno all by herself. Nikki Johnson, of all people, the quarterback for the Las Vegas Sin, open in the end zone. Biz with a great call.
Said it, of all people, Nikki Johnson very easily could have been the starting quarterback for this Brisbane All-Fantasy game because she came in with perhaps or arguably better numbers than Salerno when she was quarterbacking for Las Vegas, but instead she's on the receiving end of that beautiful flea flicker touchdown pass as you see the conversion being denied for the Western squad. But a lot going on that play.
Absolutely. What do? You take the MVP of the Lingerie Bowl to start her, Biz's quarterback, Salerno, or do you start the #1 ranked quarterback all season, Nikki Johnson? It's a toss-up.
Agam Shushindu, who also plays for LA, trying to encourage the fans as we approach the 2-minute mark of the first half. Christy Bell remains in the game for the Eastern offense. Regular quarterback for the Philadelphia Passion. Timeout on the field. We are at the 2-minute warning. The LFL continues after this. Cutters, no other glove performs like this. And by LFL Fantasy Football, powered by Fantazzle.com. Experience the true meaning of fantasy football and win prizes weekly at LFLFantasy.com. Final 2 minutes of this first half in Brisbane, Australia. It's been all Western Conference so far, but Christy Bell, quarterbacking for the East, going to the air. Incomplete on 1st and 10. As the Eastern squad tries to get something going, they are desperate for a score, Bobby.
It was a cover 2 right there. Bell tried to put it right in the hole to Rinda, but it was incomplete. They got to throw the ball to score here, though.
But instead, they keep it on the ground. 2nd and 10. Good run by Kyle DeHaven.
I love giving the ball to Kyle DeHaven. MVP, she can do it all. She can give her the ball all you want, but with that much time left, this far down, you got to put the ball in the air.
Hurry up offense, Christy Bell from under center, and again it goes to Kyle DeHaven. Again, another good run for DeHaven, but using up valuable time is Chandler Brown of the Eastern offense.
They actually, with runs like this, now I can't blame Chandler for calling the same play. If you get 10 a pop like that with DeHaven, I can't blame him, but the clock is running down.
Approaching the 1-minute mark. Final 75 seconds of the first half, and again they give it to Kyle DeHaven, who took it off the right side, picking up about 5 yards. Clock continuing to run.
At some point, the defense is going to come up so much that you got to throw the ball. Chloe Butler and everybody up there, if they don't think they're going to throw the ball, they're going to keep keeping up.
Now 2nd and 6 for the Eastern squad in the final minute of the first half. Christy Bell working from the gun, going to the air this time. Oh, and it's picked up by Jessica Hopkins for the Western squad. She plays for Seattle. A much-needed score for the Eastern team is denied on a poor play by them.
The pass, actually, there was 2 tight ends running down the middle of the field. Christy Bell, look right here. Both tight ends are down the middle of the field. They're in the wrong spot because they drew everybody from the secondary there.
So it'll be the Western Conference already with a 25-point lead with another chance to add to that lead.
Van Earl, this is getting ugly.
Indeed. Lauren Ziegler, one of the key players and better players for the Eastern squad, hoping to deny Salerno and the Western team. Deep from her own end zone, Salerno scrambling, taking it herself. Big hit against the board. The beast. Vanshari Horge with the big hit for the Eastern defense.
The beast from Orlando, Vanshari Horge. Salerno right deep in her end zone. She's got the talent to run out. She makes a great play here, but watch Vanshari, the beast Horge. Bam!
That's what you call a sandwich on the right side. Salerno breathing heavy. Just about half a minute left. 1st and 10 for the Western team. Big rush. Chasing Salerno out of the pocket, throwing it up in desperation. Caught by Sunshine Yulee. She plays for Vegas, but it looks like a loss on the play.
There was nothing there. Salerno scrambling around, trying to make something happen. It shows what kind of vision she has to find Yulee on the opposite side of the field like that.
Salerno spikes the ball to stop the clock. Just under 6 seconds left. One more play for the Western squad as they lead it 31-6 here in Brisbane, Australia.
Van Earl, this is not looking good for the Eastern squad. 2 lingerie football championships in a row were lost by Chandler Brown. The All-Star game, the Eastern players were not in Mexico City. It looks like it's happening again right now, 31-6.
Chandler Brown feeling like he's snake bit. Coming up empty again, at least through one half of play here in this Brisbane all-fantasy game. Salerno going over the middle, picked off by Lauren Ziegler. Maybe that could be a ray of hope, a ray of sunshine for the Eastern squad. Ziegler certainly looks fired up and trying to get the fans into it as well. Let's go to Lauren.
LA Temptation. Hey, Melissa, you and Ashley Salerno are really finding some of that lingerie bowl magic that you guys had back in February. What's going on out there?
Oh man, we are just eating this up. It feels so good. I mean, we haven't had any contact since February, so we're just out there smashing people. That first hit that I had, woo, felt good.
Well, there you have it, guys. Just having a great time out there. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you, Lauren. We're at halftime in Brisbane. Nice hair. 31-6, the Western Conference in charge. LFL All Access takes you inside the Eastern locker room where they are looking for answers, trailing in this all-fantasy Brisbane, Australia game by 25 points at halftime. Tamar Fennell trying to give the Eastern Conference some hope, as was Kyle DeHaven. But it was mainly Ashley Salerno and the Western Conference dominating, Bobby Hugo.
The halftime stats right there, it shows that Salerno, the strong-arm quarterback, only threw for 24 yards, but they're killing the East at halftime.
The second half of this Brisbane all-fantasy game on the way. We are back in Brisbane, Australia, where Brianna Schultz and the rest of the Western Conference All-Stars looking to continue their domination over Jenna Weiss and the Eastern squad. Here's Lauren Gardner on the sidelines.
I'm alongside last year's All-Fantasy MVP, Christy Bell. Christy, KK Matheny is out. You're in. What's the key to this second half?
Really just executing all of our plays on offense and defense. You know, we've made quite a few mistakes out here, but we just went in the locker room. We discussed what we needed to do. You know, we just got to come out here and really fix what we've been doing. On defense, we got to start making our, our tackles and our blocks. And on offense, girls got to start looking for the ball early. I mean, the West is bringing it, and they're bringing it real hard. So, the ball's coming quick off my fingers, and the ladies, are just learning how to turn around real quick and wait for it. So, just got to execute everything. That's about it.
Thank you very much. Best of luck, Christy. Let's think it's far from over, guys.
Thank you, Lauren Gardner. Who's better on the sidelines, Bobby Hugo, than Lauren Gardner?
There's absolutely nobody.
Nobody. All right, here we go with the second half. That's Ann Erler with the kickoff. Bounced off the wall. Now that should be a dead ball.
Wow!
Look at that block. Tamar Fennell still tried to carry it out. Let's see what the referees have to say about that. Because it should have been a dead ball when it hit the wall.
Watch this block. Watch this block by Kyle DeHaven on Frisdell Harris. If this is not a pancake, you gotta put some bam.
And Chris Dell is no small creature either. That's a big block.
There might be a little controversy
We
here.
have the ball. She touched it and the ball hit the top of the wall. Okay? We're going to go with that. We're going to go with that. The ball was touched and then hit the wall. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line.
A referee, Paul Caldera. With the call, you see the football going off the top of the wall right at the 2-yard line. Thus, the basis of his ruling. Christy Bell and the Eastern Conference All-Stars starting deep in their own territory and keeping it on the ground. Courtney Wilder.
She stole it. She stole the ball, Vanderl.
Stripped of the ball. No whistle. That's a touchdown, Western Conference. And that is a horrible way for the Eastern Conference on offense to start the second half.
What a play, a basic handoff. Courtney Wilder, she doesn't have the ball tucked in right there. Look at that, Vanderl. It's not tucked in. Unbelievable pickpocketed like that. And moonwalks into the... It's unbelievable play to start the second half.
Agam Shishindu, the hero for the Western Conference on that play, also known as the Nigerian Nightmare, following in the steps of Christian Okoye. And she is loving it as well, soaking in the adulation from the Brisbane crowd.
Vanderl, you cannot start the half off any worse if you're the Eastern squad. That's ridiculous on the first play.
That's Nikki Johnson, that quarterback for the Western Conference, looking for her Las Vegas teammate and finding a completion to Sunshine Uli. A 1-point conversion for the Western Conference. They expand their already dominating lead to 38-6.
The old alley-oop. They've done that all year in Las Vegas to Sunshine Uli. You can't stop that play. She's an old college basketball player.
Man, Bobby, you said it. Horrible way for the Eastern Conference to start off the second half, already trailing by 25 points. Christy Bell and company just trying to maintain their composure. Christy Bell under center, handing it off to Kyle DeHaven. Good run by Kyle DeHaven. She also picked up a lot of yards in the first half, but again, Chandler Brown, Bobby, sticking to the ground attack.
She is a great all-round athlete. She was a pro basketball player in Europe. Her brother, she grew up with playing all kinds of sports her whole life. That's why she's the MVP.
Again, Bell under center, and again the handoff to DeHaven. Plenty of room. Another good pickup. 15 yards on the play for Kyle DeHaven.
She's got the combination of speed and toughness. Look at this. She's a big girl. She can't be stopped. She runs through 2 players right there, cuts back, a jump cut. You can't stop this girl.
So the majority of the Eastern Conference offensive attack has been Kyle DeHaven, who gets the pig again, as well as Tamar Fennell. Call him the Thunder and Lightning of the Eastern Conference all-fantasy team. DeHaven that time picking up more positive yards.
Tell you what, that's a 1-2 punch that can't be stopped. I don't blame Chandler Brown for doing this. They got to get some composure in there. Christy Bell's a little rocked after what happened the first play.
Well, DeHaven, perhaps the Thunder. Here's the Lightning, Tamar Fennell, looking to get it into the end zone, but denied at the 1-yard line.
They need to come back in this game somehow, some way. A lot of time left, but we'll see. We'll see what they have up their sleeve. Hopefully, the defense can make some plays.
Well, this is a quick answer for the Eastern Conference, which is certainly very positive after that horrible first play of the second half that resulted in yet another Western Conference touchdown. Again, the handoff to Tamar Fennell. Great cut, great footwork. Touchdown, Eastern Conference. That is a much-needed score right there for Chandler Brown's all-fantasy team.
Watch this jump cut right here, and another one by Tamar Fennell. Great play right there to get them back in the game.
So right now it's a 38-12 Western Conference ball game. Christy Bell and the Eastern Stars lining up for the conversion. Bell under center, but not handing it off. Instead of going to the air. Caught!
Wow.
Conversion good. 2 points for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. Liz Gorman, as great a player as she is, we have not said her name very much so far, Bobby.
They have her in a tight end. You got to get this girl in the game. She has not been one of the best players in the league for 3 years for nothing. Get her in a game, any position. They put her in a tight end, and she makes the alley-oop in the back of the end zone. Great play by Gorman.
If there's anybody who personifies the word all-star, it's that girl right there, Liz Gorman. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. She just made the catch on that conversion. She also handles kickoffs. She's all over the place. And right there to make the tackle on the 1st and 10 for the Western Conference as Chloe Butler is taken down by Liz Gorman. Here's Lauren Gardner on the sidelines.
Yeah, guys, here on the Western Conference bench, a very relaxed atmosphere. And hey, why wouldn't it be? 6 players of Coach David Bissup's 3-time champion LA Temptation team are on this team. They're very relaxed. They know each other's style of play, and they seem to be clicking quite well.
That was Christelle Harris right there, toting the game for the Western Stars. Good enough for a first down, but again, Liz Gorman with yet another tackle body.
Gorman has come to play in the second half. We wonder where she was in the first half. She comes in, scores an extra point like that. Now we're seeing the old Liz Gorman. That's why she's the Defensive Player of the Year.
1st and 10 for the Western Conference All-Stars. Christelle Harris now split out wide. Nikki Johnson from the shotgun. Oh, a reverse. Amber Reed's got it.
She's gone.
Around to her left.
She's gone.
She looked gone, but stopped at the 1-yard line, according to the mark.
Amber Reed, she is LA's scoring machine. Every time she touches the ball this year, she sees the floor. Right now, she turns the corner, comes back inside. Liz Gorman again saves the touchdown. Watch Gorman come out of nowhere and save the touchdown here for the East.
There you go. Stop at the 1. 1st and goal to go for the Western Conference All-Stars. Nikki Johnson at quarterback. Keeping it herself off the right side, but denied. Stopped at the 1, no gain for the Western Conference.
Von Shari, the Beast Ward from Orlando, came up. No gain, no score there for the West. The Beast, there's a chance she might be playing in Tampa next year since Orlando has been suspended. Ziegler and the Beast could make Tampa incredible next year.
That's Chloe Butler in the backfield as Nikki Johnson moves under center. Butler with the ball. But
did she get in? I think she got in.
Western Conference signaling touchdown. I have not seen a touchdown signal from the referees yet.
One official said touchdown.
Whoa. Lauren Ziegler comes up with the football.
Of course. Watch this again. Straight handoff. Chloe Butler looks like she's in. Ziegler's right there trying to strip her of the ball. Did she get it? I think she got it, Van Earl. I think she got it.
She landed in her own end zone, so that should be a touchback for the Eastern Conference. But Lauren Ziegler coming up huge as she denies Chloe Butler, and the Western Conference is denied the opportunity to move their point total into the 40s. So that's a big boost that the Eastern Conference definitely needed. Cam Warner of Seattle now looking to play some defense. Christy Bell under center. Going deep, but not deep enough. Picked off by Jessica Hopkins. Just when the Eastern Conference had a little positive boost, they turn it over again. Second pick of the game for Hopkins.
A little play action. Her feet are not set. She doesn't move into the ball. The ball floats up there like a duck or a wallaby. Intercepted right there. What a way for Christy Bell. Again, not having a good day. And we'll be back to Australia.
LFL All Fantasy is being presented by Rawlings. Performance and protection on the gridiron for 108 years. Cutters, no other glove performs like this.
Hey, thanks, guys. A very lively atmosphere inside the BEC alongside a huge LFL fan. Ryan, what do you think of all this?
I think it's going pretty well. I'm going for the East Conference, but we're not doing too well at the moment. But Lauren Ziegler's in there, and we love number 14.
I love how you already know all the players' names, and you're very loyal to your bench. What do you think about this atmosphere and the brand of the LFL?
I think it's pretty awesome, although I think we need to swap the East Conference to be Queenslanders and the West Conference to be the New South Welshmen.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, please talk to anyone that you can, because that would work.
I'll check with my sources. Thanks so much, Ryan. Have a good time.
Anytime. Have a good game.
Thank you, Lauren. And with fans like that, it's easy to understand why LFL Australia will be a rousing success when it debuts in December of 2013. Nikki Johnson with the completion to Christine Moore, but at the end of the play, Bobby Huco, Lauren Ziegler with her second strip and as many defensive plays. Great defense.
Lauren Ziegler's like Houdini out there. It was a great play call. Christine Moore, the center, went out for a pass. Nobody covered her. Great pass by Nikki Johnson, but Ziegler, again, for the second time in the last 5 minutes, has stripped the ball and got the football back. Unbelievable plays.
Lauren Ziegler giving her team a great chance. They stay on the ground. Tamara Fidel, not much gain, if any at all. Maybe 1 yard. 2nd and 9 for the Eastern Conference.
They're not out of it, Van Earl. There's a lot of time left, and the way they've been getting turnovers and rushing the football, who knows?
I agree. The Eastern Conference has turned the ball over itself 5 times, but as you just said, they are definitely not out of it with 2.5 left in the 3rd quarter. They stick to Tamara Fennell. Great feet, quick feet. Another big game, picking up a 1st down.
Why not give the ball to Tamar Fennell? All she does is get 10 and 15 yards every time she touches it. Basic sweep play right here. Not a whole lot of blocking, but she makes something happen. It looks like they're going to go right down the field again.
That's what they're doing. It's a 1st and 10 for Christy Bell in the Eastern Conference, approaching the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. And again, the pig is put into the belly of Tamar Fennell. She's in there.
Cow.
Touchdown, Tamar Fennell in the Eastern Conference. 3 plays is all it took. It looks like Tamar's a little shaken up, but a 3-play scoring drive for the Eastern Conference. And as Bobby just pointed out, they are not out of this all-fantasy game.
I hope she's not hurt. I think she just fell on the football. It looks like she might have the air knocked out of her. I think she's going to be okay.
I think so. Right at the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, Tamar looking like she's trying to catch her breath. Head coach Chandler Brown onto the field to make sure.
And Yo Murphy, the coach from Tampa, the great offensive coordinator tonight. He's there.
Tamar, the Lightning of the Thunder and Lightning running back combo for the Eastern Conference. Kyle DeHaven, the Thunder. Tamar shaken up, but the pain is eased because she managed to score.
They're not out of it. They're only down 18. We've got a whole quarter to go. Who knows? They got Gorman back in the game, too. She wants the ball.
Now the conversion try, and the same play as the last conversion, attempting to complete it to Liz Gorman, but that pass off the mark. Conversion no good. 18-point lead for the Western Conference. The Eastern Conference letting everybody know they are far from done.
Liz Gorman has this team fired up. She goes into a game thinking it's a championship game, not an all-star game. She plays like it's the championship, like it's the lingerie football championship game.
You saw the intensity on the face of Western Conference head coach Dave Bizup. He knows that this game is far from over. Christy Bell definitely providing a positive spark for the Eastern All-Stars. Here comes Nikki Johnson and the Western Conference. The handoff to Chrisdell Harris. Looks like a gain of around 12 yards, good enough for a 1st down. As we take it down to Lauren Gardner.
Yeah, guys, an update on Tamar Fennell of the Eastern Conference, who went down hard in that last TD. The trainers took her off back to the dressing room. She seems to be doing fine, looked at me and said, hey, I just had the wind knocked out of me. I do expect to return to this game.
Thank you very much, Lauren. Good news for Tamar and the Eastern Conference that she's going to be all right. 1 minute left in the 3rd period. Nikki Johnson going.
She got her. Oh!
Melissa Margulies unable to bring it in right at the goal line. You don't see that happen very much.
In fact, you never see that happen. When Salerno's throwing the ball, I've never seen her drop a pass in the last year. Do you think because Nikki Johnson, their rival, threw that ball? I'm not going to say it. But I've never seen Margulies drop a pass, and that pass was right on the money.
Bobby Huco stirring the pot of controversy down under. When he's this far away from home, you never know what Bobby Huco might say, ladies and gentlemen. Nikki Johnson and the Western Conference. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Hand off to Amber Reed. Banged up against the wall, a mass of humanity gathering on that wall.
The East has come back to play. Watch this, Van Earl. Just a basic handoff, trying to run some clock off to Amber Reed. I think the entire Eastern Conference team tackles her. Watch this. Bam, 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 bam. Unbelievable. That's what you need in this game. The East might come back.
That's the end of the third quarter. We'll be back with the finish after this. Amen. Finally a reason to love shopping. Log on to lflshop.com for your favorite team gear and merchandise. The future Brisbane LFL team on hand to watch this all-fantasy contest. Nikki Johnson, the Western Conference quarterback, handing off to Christelle Harris. As the Western Conference continues to roll here early on in the fourth quarter, sporting an 18-point advantage over the Eastern All-Stars.
Kyle DeHaven came out of nowhere right there to tackle Christelle Harris. Christelle Harris, though, putting on a show tonight.
Here's a look at DeHaven, and here is Nikki Johnson, the Western Conference quarterback, working from the shotgun. First and 10. Moving to her right, showing pass, but instead tucking it and running for about 5 or 6 yards.
DeHaven showing why she's the MVP of the league. Both sides of the ball. Nikki Johnson scrambling, tucks it up. DeHaven just plows over her. Have you noticed Nikki Johnson is still in the game? Haven't seen Salerno in the second half.
Here he goes again, Bobby Huco, looking to stir the pot of controversy. 2nd and 5 for the Western Conference. Handoff quickly to Christelle Harris. Oh, look at the strength and perseverance. Knox at the 1-yard line, but maintaining her balance to add to the Western Conference lead.
Watch this play. Reminds me of Earl Campbell's famous play. Bouncing off a linebacker, staying on her feet. Touchdown, Christelle Harris.
Do you remember that linebacker's name? Isaiah Robertson.
Isaiah Robertson, great.
There you go. Western Conference lining up for the conversion. But before they run that play, we're going to go downstairs and get another report from Lauren Gardner.
Yeah, guys, an update on quarterback KK Matheny here for the Eastern Conference. She has a spasming diaphragm from a big hit she took to the chest. She is out the rest of this game, but will be back at Mississippi.
Chloe Butler getting it in on the convert. Where's Chloe going? She's looking for refreshment.
I've never seen anything like this. Van Earl, what's going on here?
This is outstanding. There's Chloe Butler taking the pitch and taking it in.
She gets in, but what happens after this?
But the native Australian rallying the crowd. They want to document the proceedings. Grabbing the ice-cold beverage. Chloe Butler, like any good Australian would, taking a big swig of the adult beverage. You know,
the LFL is unbelievable. The NFL would never do that. You never see that in Hawaii with the NFL. The question is, what will Commissioner Mitch Mortaza do? Is that finable? I don't know.
Suspendable? Oh, we can only wait. With bated breath, Chloe Butler rallying the down-under crowd with the cold beverage after scoring the conversion.
I kind of liked it, Van Earl.
I love it. Here comes the Eastern Conference as Kyle DeHaven mix up in the backfield, but she maintains her balance and makes it a positive play for the Eastern Conference, but they continue to trail by a large margin. Right now, they're trailing by 25.
I hope Mitch Mortaza doesn't lower the boom on Chloe Butler for the beer move.
We don't want that no fun league label for the LFL. Here comes Kyle DeHaven again.
Chandler Brown's offense tonight is not very complicated. What do you think the next play is going to be?
I think that he's probably going to hand it off and keep it on the ground. The unpredictability of the play calling, Bobby. Even you, the offensive star that you are, or were, could call this one. Tamar Fennell.
These girls can run, though. Chandler Brown, he was a coach of the year here in the LFL. He knows he has star running backs, 3 of them playing tonight. He knows his quarterbacks aren't throwing the ball good, so he's going to say, you know what, if we're going to run it, let's run the ball.
That was Ann Erler limping off. She plays for the Green Bay Chill. Eastern Conference maintaining possession, I should say.
It's getting ugly here at the end, Van Earl. 45-20. The girls are getting a little upset. And girls will be girls. There's cheap shots being thrown.
That was Sage Steinmetz, who carried for the Eastern Conference. Kyle DeHaven now in the backfield as Christy Bell moves under center and once again hands it off. DeHaven, though, picking up positive yards right on the doorstep, turned away at the 1-yard line.
There's a lot of extracurricular activity going on right now. I'm sure Tessa Barrera is involved with it somehow.
Gotta be. She's always in the middle of it. Under 6 minutes to go here in Brisbane in this all-fantasy game. But Kyle DeHaven certainly hasn't let up in her intensity. She continues to bring it.
Of course, there's Tessa. She's right in the middle of it. She
makes laughing the whole way.
She makes Ray Lewis look nice.
Right now, they're even giving the referee a hard time. The Western Conference defense, never shy, always ready to chirp and chat it up a little bit.
Speaking of chirping and chatting it up a little bit, look at the LFL Australian team.
They're looking good, to say the least. Christy Bell, back to pass, scrambling to her right, tucks it under, threatening, but denied at the 2-yard line.
Straight drop back, nothing there. Christy Bell, not the greatest runner. In fact, she had a knee problem at the end of the year last year.
5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Flag on the Eastern Conference. They'll move them back. Holding was the call from referee Paul Caldera.
Paul Caldera, you got to have him. He has done an unbelievable job tonight. He flew all the way down to Australia, and he's got his staff ready to go for Mitch Mortaz. He did a great job tonight.
That's Cam Warner right there. She plays for Seattle. She's on the Western Conference All-Star team. Here's Christy Bell, the Eastern quarterback, from the gun. Oh, another whistle stops play and another flag.
I think somebody jumped.
What are you doing?
Ball start. Offense number 16. 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
They're going the wrong way.
They're going the wrong way. They're going back. And speaking of which, you know kangaroos cannot walk backwards?
You know the amount of research that Bobby Huco puts in for this LFL All-Fantasy Brisbane, Australia Conference.
It's just something I really never thought about until I got down here to Australia, and I found out they cannot walk backwards.
You're showing your Florida Gator intellect once again, Bobby Huco. And I give you no time to respond. Draw play, Tamar Fidel. Oh, what a great cut. And still leaning forward to get those positive yards after the hit. She is a great toter of the pig, man.
If you put her on one of the superstar teams here in the league, she would be all world.
Oh, I love that cut.
She can run with anybody in the LFL.
Great run. Second down, second and goal again, Tamar Fidel. Oh, looked like she was going to go in, but the Western Conference defense put up a wall and denied her. Back downstairs to Lauren Gardner.
Well, as the East begins to move the ball down the field at goal line right now, Chandler Brown is stressing clock management with just 4 minutes left on the clock. These ladies need to hurry.
Oh, again, Tamar Fidel denied at the doorstep. And again, it looked like she was going to walk right in.
There's no way the Western Conference wants to let any more points up. To stop Tamar Fidel like this girl's a monster. Unbelievable. Brianna Schultz right there from Chicago makes a great hit.
It'll be fourth down now. Bell handed off to Kyle DeHaven. No problem on that play for the Eastern Conference. Walks in untouched. They move a little bit closer to cut into the Western lead. Kyle DeHaven with a nice touchdown run. With 3.5 left, they're not giving up.
Straight handoff, sweep around the end, give it to your MVP. She's going to get points for you. Just too little, too late, though.
19-point advantage.
After the try, personal foul, defense number 6. That will be enforced after the try.
19-point advantage for the Western Conference as the Eastern offense lines up for the points after.
Agam Chichindu with a personal foul. The assassin, the play was over and she hit somebody.
Those defenders from that LA Temptation squad never, ever shying away from any kind of contact. As you see the members of the future Brisbane LFL team on hand today. Christy Bell from under center, looking right. Oh, caught! Nice conversion. Caught by Bryn Rinda. Good for 2 points in the Eastern Conference. Nice catch there.
That's probably Christy Bell's best pass of the night. She stood back there, looked around, found out who was open or almost open, made a great pass where the only person that could catch it was her receiver.
Beautiful catch by Bryn Rinda. Cutters, no other glove performs like this. And by LFL Fantasy Football, powered by Fantazzle.com. Experience the true meaning of fantasy football and win prizes weekly at LFLFantasy.com. We are back as the Eastern Conference and Liz Gorman line up for the kickoff after their touchdown and 2-point conversion. Oh, look out, onside kickoff for the Eastern Conference.
I think they got it.
Scramble for the pigskin. The Western Conference players signaling that they recovered.
Great kick by Gorman.
Good bounce on it.
I think the East got it.
Don't forget now, in the LFL, you can execute the onside kick in the final 4 minutes of the game if you're trailing by 1 point or more. Chandler Brown applauding the effort. And look who came up with the pig.
Who else? Lauren Ziegler from Orlando. She has a nose for the football. Every game we cover with her, she is all around the football. It's good to see Kyle DeHaven is not her, but Lauren Ziegler from Orlando personally has, what, three turnovers she got by herself?
Stripped 2 balls and recovered an onside kickoff. It's got to be a big positive for Chandler Brown and his Eastern Conference team today in Brisbane, Australia.
I wouldn't be surprised if Christy Bell tried to take one deep right now. Right after a turnover, try to score quick.
1st and 10. Christy Bell, play action, throwing it up into the end zone. Picked off. Picked off that time. Tamika Estrella taking it back and out of the end zone. Tamika plays for the Las Vegas Sin. So again, that's happened multiple times in this game.
We don't need a ref.
The Eastern Conference gets a break, gets a positive play, only to see the next play go negative.
Christy Bell, she's either hot or cold all year. Right there, it looked like she threw it up. She had a receiver deep in the corner of the end zone, but she threw it like a post pattern. Estrella came up with a great pick right there.
So the Western Conference retakes possession. Liz Gorman, frustrated for the East. Angela Perfetto, who plays for Philadelphia, not effective at all on the defensive line. The pass rush really not there at all for the Eastern Conference today. Western Conference, keeping it on the ground. That will take us to the 2-minute warning. A 17-point lead for the Western Conference. Chloe Butler, the native Australian, putting on a great show for her hometown fans here in Brisbane. Coaches will gather their players, and we will be back for the conclusion of this all-fantasy game. Amen. Finally a reason to love shopping. Log on to LFLshop.com for your favorite team gear and merchandise. Here we go for the final 2 minutes of this very successful LFL debut down under. Oh,
fumble.
That's not so successful for Chloe Butler, fumbling the ball. Eastern Conference looking to recover and get some more points on the board.
I think they got it. Chloe Butler right here, she makes a spin move. She does not have the ball tucked in. Liz Gorman will not give up on this game.
Absolutely not. Stripping the ball, and the Eastern Conference is able to take over.
Chloe Butler, that's her second fumble. Biz will not be happy looking into next year for LA.
Less than 2 minutes ago, a 17-point lead for the Western Conference, but the East with the draw play to Tamara Fennell. Looking to get in. No. Referee signals that she is down on the 1-yard line.
Tamara Fennell, fake pass, goes underneath for the draw play. She makes a cut, gets their 1-yard line. This game is not over, Van Earl.
Certainly not in the minds of the Eastern Conference players, it is not over. Kyle DeHaven, oh, a big collision with a big player from the Western Conference, Agam Shishindu. And Agam took exception. She lost that one-on-one battle.
Two of the best players in the game going head-to-head. DeHaven and Shishindu. Wow.
That's some strength against strength right there.
Is this an all-star game or is this regular season? That was an unbelievable hit.
That's great intensity in the final 90 seconds of the contest. And it could be a 9-point game here if the Eastern Conference can convert on their 2-point try. Christy Bell under center, looking to the right. There's DeHaven.
She got it.
A fumble, and it goes right into the hands of Bryn Rinda.
I think that's exactly how Chandler Brown had that play designed.
Right. Thanks so much for that insight. Talk about bang play. Look at this.
Christy Bell drops back, throws a little screen. DeHaven has the ball, trips, goes inside, fumbles off somebody's foot. Touchdown.
Right into the hands of Bryn Rinda. So they are able to convert on the 2 points after the score. And they do indeed cut the deficit to single digits.
Like I said, Van Earl, this game is not over. It's a long way from over.
More bounces like that for the Eastern Conference. You're exactly right. It looks like, though, Buzz definitely has sent out his hands team for yet another onside kickoff attempt by the Eastern Conference. That's Amber Reed for the Western Conference. Chandler Brown with final play instructions for his kickoff squad. Liz Gorman again will tee it up and no doubt will attempt the onside kick. The last time they did, they were able to recover, and you just saw go in and score 8 more points to cut the Western lead to single digits.
Liz Gorman is the #1 kicker in the league. Nobody knows that. They know her as an offensive player and definitely as a defensive player. But she was all-conference soccer player. She's got the best foot in the game. She did it last time on the onside kick. Can she do it again?
Great athlete. There's Annie Early, Jill, full of intensity and anticipation for the onside kickoff directly across the field from Liz Gorman. Here we go. Oh, that's a little too deep for an onside kick. Jessica Hopkins recovers for the Western Conference, and they will just probably run out the clock, maybe take a knee, certainly keep it on the ground. Overall, though, Bob Yuko, outstanding display of LFL action here in the Brisbane Entertainment Center in Queensland, Australia.
Brisdale Harris right there, Ferrari. She's definitely a nominee for the MVP. She had a great game, but overall, like you said, Van Earl, on both squads, incredible talent. These girls played for an all-star game. It felt like the Lingerie Bowl.
Nikki Johnson under center, Amber Reed behind her in the backfield, and that's who gets the football. Picks up a first down, hits the sideline wall, so hitting the sideline will stop the clock. Remember, it's a running clock. The exception of the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the final 2 minutes of the fourth.
These girls are intense. You'd think right now, if this was the NFL, they'd stop playing. They'd be shaking hands. These girls want to score more points. These girls want to make more tackles. This is the LFL.
They want more contact. I mean, it's amazing how they just are always seeking out contact. Oh, my, Liz Gorman.
Who else?
Take it off the head of Amber Reed.
Who else? 1 minute left in the game. Who else but the Defensive Player of the Year 3 years straight? Liz Gorman comes in with a shot to the head. Look at this shot.
Oh! She's frustrated, she's angry, and she's taking it out of the head of Andrew.
And she is a warrior. The word warrior is Liz Gorman.
Final 40 seconds. Nikki Johnson trying to use as much of the clock as she can. Taking a knee. More than 10,000 folks showed up here at the Brisbane Entertainment Center. Looks like Chandler Brown has used his one timeout in the second half to stop the clock.
Between Chandler Brown and Liz Gorman, nobody wants this game to stop. They think, those two are such competitors, they think somehow they can still win.
The folks in Australia have been clamoring for LFL to come to their country. This is the debut. Very successful. One more performance in Sydney, Australia. And then in December of 2013, the LFL will have its first season with 4 teams located in Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, and right here in Brisbane. Time is ticking off the clock. Tessa Barrera and the Western Conference All-Stars celebrating. You see the numbers. Turnover, the big stat for this one.
6 turnovers right there killed the East. You can't turn the ball over and win football games.
Western Conference All-Star players celebrating. Lauren Gardner, what do you got?
Thanks, guys. I'm alongside tonight's MVP from the Brisbane All-Fantasy Games, Christelle Ferrari-Harris. Christelle, you looked great out there. How'd you feel?
I feel great. I feel great. Awesome team. Coach Vince, Coach Chris, Mitch Martelza, the whole West team. We excited. 0 to 60.
We look forward to a lot more in Sydney. Chloe Butler. Chloe, you guys came out. You did not disappoint. What was it like for you out there?
Yeah, you know, we came out killing it. We definitely have to relook at the whiteboard, you know, and not undermine them. They came back strong, you know, so we'll definitely show up in New South Wales and Sydney and not let them take our crown.
What can we expect to see from you guys in Sydney?
Oh, we're going to be even more wound up, you know. We're going to chisel out those mistakes and, you know, get on top of it.
Thanks a lot, Chloe. Congratulations.
Thanks, Lauren.
Guys.
Thank you, Lauren. Chloe Butler, a great hostess for LFL debuting in Australia. For Lauren Gardner, Melissa Margulies, Bobby Huco, and the entire crew here in Brisbane, I'm Van Earl Wright, saying thanks for watching and see you next time.